wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
Irrelevant. This madman, Koarek. He has completely reshuffled the... Physically, yes. And we also know how it works now. It is easier than we thought. The beacon was constructed for one thing, to destroy the High Ones. Once reconstructed, immaterial. Essentially, they can be compared to the cold or to shadows. Omnipresent elements, cold and fire, shadow and light. Yes. Imagine a torch driving away the darkness in the moment it is ignited. This is... Yes, as I said, it needs to be infused with energy. Once they are filled, the beacon can be ignited and the High Ones will be undone, once and for all. Give the Arcanists some more time and I will let you know if there's any news. In the meantime, get equipped accordingly. Some of the Nerimes have landed already, and outbreaks of the Red Madness become more and more frequent as we speak. No, there are not enough, and we must keep the few there are in our possession, in case anything unexpected should happen. Well, it's only... Have you ever heard of the Night of the Thousand? Between 8,000, 100... They were brought into being by a group of intellectuals and philosophers who, under all the freedom of thought Saldrine granted them, started questioning the reign of the Golden Queen, and thus the Lightborn themselves. Saldrine saw himself as the god of knowledge, and accordingly he reigned his country. In Kira, no opinion is forbidden, which is why it is home to countless magic schools and universities, where people do nothing but discuss the reason for... An appealing thought if you hear it for the first time. But a cunning people isn't easy to reign. There have been more revolts and riots in Kira than bones in a graveyard, and the Red... Correct. Just as my terror. Dust crystals planted in the marketplaces and assassinations, you name it. If they kill... However, they never succeeded in putting her down, and neither did she in destroying them, which is why the court turned to the Lightborn for help. None to be taken seriously. You know, not everywhere is the Order as present as here on Enderal. I saw the Kiranian keepers who served the Golden Queen. A bunch of decadent gluttons who had dedicated themselves to the court's banquets. A moon after our arrival, we received an... As we entered it, we were greeted by the township's elders. I should have seen by then that something was wrong. Yes, but if there was one thing... According to them, we were nothing but butchers who executed everyone unable to recite the... That's what they wanted us to think, and they did a good job at that. A veiled person here, an archer. Then a man seemed to charge at us, and I gave the order to draw weapons. No, not a fight. A massacre. The village... I realized that I had made a mistake a split second after it started, but it was too late by then. My men... Have you ever been in a big battle? Even if my men would have stopped, the villagers were... Well, what better proof of the Lightborn's cruelty is there than a division of keepers who, out of pure that distrust had turned into hatred, and nothing could have changed that, not even the Golden Queen's heralds. We set sail back to Enderal a week later. 2 years after that, the Red Half-Moon destroyed itself due to Maybe. The Lightborn and the Grandmaster back at that time showed... But I learned one thing, and that is that I will never again let fears about my own... That will never happen again.
It just
In the
doesn't work.
shackles of
It's
lust,
no matter how hard I try.
presented by
Yes.
the poets.
And there you have the problem.
Oh,
You try.
around here are you? I know that accent. Huh? Can I help you?
Inobex is progress.
My Dane.
Move along.
Yes. Go into the Whisperwood and see what you can find in the old fortress. I'll wait for you in the Undercity.
Prophetess, are you in there? There are... Kirash, what... Why? What have you done? What? No. Yes, I know. We both know that we're not involved in this. So please tell me why you and Lashari want... I wasn't aware Lashari liked women, too.
This beautiful country. Let me know when something catches your interest.
So why? What? Then... Oh, Kirash, Lashari... Maybe the murderer has left a clue. We have to search. What's this? Let me see. Yeah. No, sir. But come to think about it, it doesn't really... Oh, by the name of the sun. I will... Yes, you do that. But come back to the temple as soon as you're finished, alright? Even though we've paid up.
Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Oh, that's just how he is. Always talking.
One day, one day.
I just don't see the fucking
Me.
point.
Stew. Roast pork. Anyone?
Our good pipe.
Potatoes, garlic, radish. Yeah, that should be it.
Some people just don't know their path.
Yes. You should go into the Whisperwood and see what you can find.
A machine that can banish these high ones.
Ah, if it isn't the
mysteries of
Prophet.
this world
What's
are
wrong?
endless,
You look
aren't they?
troubled. I know. Shah Rim has already told me. I hardly knew her, but it's horrible. We need to find the ones who did this, and fast. But you probably already know that. Thank Mal. At least as far as the sockets go, yes. In the old tablets you found in old Dothugrad, there's talk of black embers, which are supposed to be some kind of... This is what we've been asking ourselves over the past few weeks. And then it fell like pelt from our eyes. They appeared for the first time in the Golden Era, and every self-important noble literally fought to... They changed owners for decades. Sometimes by violence, sometimes by gold. The whole thing only stopped when the owners took note of an... Everything has a catch, and sometimes this catch is even upside down. But the stones weren't somehow enchanted. Nevertheless, all of their owners eventually shared the same fate. According to a survivor of this tragedy, she was to blame for that. He claimed that he saw her the night it happened, laughing hysterically and dancing in the dark. She was not previously known to have any magical talent. Correct. Plus, all of them eventually showed similar symptoms of delusion, like... Not quite.
Those who owned a pearl tried to get rid of it, or lock it up somewhere safe. And eventually they fell into oblivion. Tell her your theory, Archmagister.
Yes, of course. We believe that the stones carry energy, pure, uncontrolled magic, and that the High Ones use them for their own purposes.
Whatever was necessary to gain him influence and power.
Correct. The Pearl's magic make their owners powerful, but the High Ones, the red shimmer in the victim's eyes, the slow descent into madness, and ultimately this irrational, destructive act of... That's what we thought too, but it seems that we were wrong. Maybe the High Ones never leave our planes at all, and the death of the gods is only what really sets them rolling, so to speak.
Yes, probably. But maybe something happened that caused a change of heart in him.
That's a question I've been asking myself since we first learned of the cycle.
No, nothing.
Who knows?
I'm not certain I
Maybe they
understand
like
why
for us
he's
to
so
suffer.
important to you.
Or maybe they see us as we see ants. Or maybe the very concept of intentions is meaningless to them. That's what we think, yes. Nothing else in this world possesses that much raw power.
But anyway, thanks for helping me out.
Which is why you will find them for us.
Yes, walk blessed.
No, because we know. Imagine them as a powerful, magical sword. A fool won't... Which doesn't mean, however, that we will be careless with them. What we need is their energy, and once we have transferred that to the beacon, their shells will be useless to the High Ones.
I thought you were in the city.
No, the Archmagister ordered me back. Feels good to be here, to be honest. But the funerals... I could have done
Correct.
without them, though.
I don't doubt that.
That's right. But we don't need all of them, Archmagister.
Brother Yarrow.
I studied the history of the pearls as a young arcanist, and I think that my notes might give you some hints as to where you should start looking. Give me until tomorrow. By then I will have prepared. Just come to me whenever you have questions.
What do you mean?
And hurry. I take it you have already noticed this, but Nerimi's troops are roaming our land and building outposts, and the Red Madness is also getting worse as we speak.
How can one tell someone else?
Now go, Prophet. The sooner we find these stones, the better.
That is not funny. You know, I've had this feeling that there's something wrong with Yarrow for quite some time, long before it happened.
You don't say. His wife was murdered. Don't you think that would have thrown you out of bounds too? Path-abiding Enderalian or not?
That's not what I mean. Her death broke him, yes. But there was
Yes? Hello?
only grief.
Well, finding out about the Blackstones was like a child, asked to understand the functioning of a Starling airship.
I'm just trying to say that maybe we all should be careful. Maybe it was Yarrow's grief, his instability, that made him susceptible to the Red Magic
Yes?
in the first place. But
Is it?
Ah, yes. Here.
Remind me not to
There they
shed
are.
tears.
I've marked the most relevant parts so you don't have to read the entire book. Just see if they tell you anything that could give you a clue as to where you should start searching. I will be waiting at the beacon.
Move along. Kolarek, Baranthiel. Same shit, different smell.
the Prodigy. Apparently we owe you for the shards of this sigil stone. I didn't think I would ever say this, but thank you.
The fabled prodigy. I hope you...
Midnight. Between cobblestone and excretion. Between darkness and light. Advance the fleet! Always forward! Always forward!
Why is that stuff so
Forward for the
expensive?
glory and honor!
Oh well.
Some people just
Why, the king of the fabled empire of old Aranath, and his 101 catamites, of course. Why the stupid question? If you don't know whose house this is, then you sure as fuck don't belong here. Oh, well, at the risk of blowing your... Now, what makes you think that you're any different? Men like me? What's that supposed to... What the... Now you listen here, you imbecile. I'm standing here because my master... I'm a bloody adventurer, a libertine, and all this... You know what? Come to think of it, I've been sucking on this bloody vulture. You go on inside. Just act like you belong. The guards will think you expect it.
You're a visitor. Be careful not to break anything.
Walk blessed. Huh?
Oh, grand. Yet another proof of the net. So, what is it that you want? To mug me? I would seriously think that over, considering my esteem. Oh, do you now? You really are a bold one, aren't you? But what? No, you're mistaken. I have no idea what I don't give a shit about your sources. Now get lost, preferably to the brothel you escaped from. Kashan, show my guest the way out.
Obulus, my dame, please, the Lord will redeem you for your kindness.
That's just how it
What the hell? I've no idea how you got in here, but I swear that... What? All right, then. Here's what's going to happen next. You either give me that piece of paper right now, or I will order Kashan to do it for you. You're... Pah! You're bluffing. I could kill you. You... All right, then. So, what do you want? So here's the deal. I'll tell you what... And one thing in advance. Try to... So, yes, that thing whose birth that piece of paper in your hand proves owns it now. Don't call... That creature doesn't... I fear I have to go back in time a little. She got pregnant. At first I thought it was an atrocity, a joke of nature. Malformed? Oh, that would be the understatement of the century. I gave him away. And please, save yourself the Well, what do you think? She sure wasn't happy about it. She's gone, anyway. Syphilis took her to a small village where no one from Ark would ever see him, or at least where no one could trace him back to me. Oh, please, spare me that speech. They are the refuse of nature, and that is how they are treated. I probably should have just put it out of its misery right away. Shame. My wench. She stole it from the treasury and put it into one of his pockets. But truth be told, I didn't mind too much. I don't put much stock in superstition. Anyway, since you will probably ask, as far as I know, the village where they took it is called Silver Grove. If the stones... Now, give me the parchment and get lost. I kept my end of the bargain. I'll think about it. Now get out. Some people just don't know their path.
Well, there comes a point when you just have to live with it. Madame?
You're a foreigner, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea once.
Malfash's blessings. That pretty boy, you mean? Aye. He looked a little battered, if you ask me. I see. You know what? If you're looking for him anyway, could you give him this once you find him? A courier brought it along a few hours ago. Aye. A young woman, apparently. Maybe one of... Seemed urgent though. Anyway, I need to get back to work. I'll tell the guy you were looking for him if he comes back.
Men, that's just how they are.
Of course she'd say that.
my dame.
War after all these centuries. What has this world come to?
Ahoy. So long.
Classified himself over a pool of acid. Sick.
Sorry. Move along. Is it important?
Yes, you should go into the Whisperwood and see what you can find.
You? Why are you here? What? No. Don't worry about it. I just needed some... Okay. Imagine a girl. Ever since... Then she falls in love with a man who has a lot of similar... And though it all seems nice in the beginning, he becomes more and more... Now, the question. On a very conceptual level, the woman herself, because she unconsciously picked a man similar to her father. Or her father, because he was the one who beat her in the first place.
We always go too easy on this guy.
That's what I thought too, because he was the first link in the chain, so to speak. But what if he too was beaten in his childhood? If he only... No particular reason, I suppose. Anyway, what, so the Archmagister really believes we Delverics owned one of those stones? I would have known that. Believe me, I've snuck inside our manor's treasure chamber more than once. And there was no black stone whatsoever. Not in the least, no. Setting aside the fact that what you're describing, either whoever did this has mistaken me for someone else, or we're dealing with a seriously disturbed individual. Yeah, I already suspected as much. But still, it doesn't change the fact that I have no idea who might be behind it. No, none. That's... By the wise hermit, that's... These fragments, if you combine all of them, they make a sentence. But I know that phrase from my childhood. Adela and me, it was... Yes, but... No, that just doesn't make sense. Adela's a... And... Why? Oh, come on, that's just bullshit. Even... Come on, I'll prove it to you. Meet me in Duneville. I'll take you to our hideout. Huh? Well, what should I think about it? It starts getting really... Plus, most soldiers of the city guard have never used their weapons on anything else than training dummies, while the Neremese have been hardened by 2 decades of civil war. I truly hope this Korak comes to senses. Somehow. There you are. Our old manor's in the desert, a few miles to the northwest from Duneville. It's quite a march, but doable. Now a good pipe. Eager to explore, aren't you? Take your time, I'll wait. I can use a break anyway. Ah, there you are. Let's push on. Nothing left but rubble. By the wise hermit, how long has it been since I was last here? Come on, we're almost there.
Masterclass in AI.
They must belong to prospectors. That means someone has found our little cave since then. Seems no secret can stay secret forever. Anyway, let's go on in. I'll prove to you this is all nonsense. lost ones. If these are running free here, I suppose there's not much left of the diggers. Farther down, yeah. They belonged to an old landlord. When Adela and I came here, we always made sure the gate stayed. Poor sods. There, up ahead. That's the clearing where Adela and I always went. If someone's waiting for us, then it'll be there. I don't think we should go down together. So, I suggest you stay hidden and cover my back. Well, truth be told, I think that if it is her, then it is talking. Remember when I told you that I've been worried about her? What I'm saying is, if she really... all of this morbid paper chase, I think she wants to tell me something. Which is why it's so important for me to go alone. Who knows what she'd think if I showed up with someone else? Look, I appreciate your concern, but this is my cave, and my sister we're talking about here. So we'll do this my way, or we won't do it at all. You see that platform up ahead? This will get me down to the pit. You should take the path through the crypt, just down that tunnel a few steps back from here. Then stay hidden. This is all just a misunderstanding, I'm sure of it.
So you came. I have to admit, I didn't expect that.
Adela, so it's true. What is this? Why am I here? And what did you do to that man?
Still as forgetful as you were back then, aren't you, brother? To the circle, now! On your knees! Now look at him, Jaspar. Look at him carefully.
Valencio Duran. By the name of the sun.
The man who killed our family. Correct. You should have seen it. How he screamed and begged for mercy. Pathetic. But I'm afraid I've got bad news for you, Valencio. Never again. I'll make sure that you never again hurt anyone. And I'll enjoy it. Just as I'll enjoy what I'll do to all those who are up next.
Adela, please. This is ridiculous. You have no idea what you're saying, let alone what you're doing. Please, just...
I know damn well what I'm doing. Better than I ever did. I'll continue where Father had to stop. And I'll make them all pay. All these bastards who think they are above justice. I should have known you wouldn't understand. Just look at you, staring off into space and asking all these stupid questions. But you know what? I'm not here to justify myself. I'm here because I think that despite all you did, despite all you became, you deserve to witness justice as much as I do. To see this bastard pay for what he's done. And believe me, I will not make it quick.
The Black Stone. Oh, damn. Then it's really true.
You know of the stone?
Yes. Yes, listen to me, Adela. Whatever you've done over the past months, you didn't do it of your own free will. The stone, it's evil, and it controls you.
What is this, Jaspar? One of your brilliant jokes? We Dolpharics have had this stone for generations. Father, he lived this calling, but he failed to see what the stone really was. A gift of fate, a means for us to carry out our destiny, to bring justice to a world where there is none. But I saw, and I will use it.
No, you're seeing this wrong. The stone, it's cursed. It wants you to... Shit, damn it, I just don't know what to say.
Surprise, Jaspar. You never did. But it doesn't matter now. Go, Jaspar. I've changed my mind. I got sentimental. Thought I owed you this, but I really don't. You don't understand me, just as you never understood Father. And listening to you talk makes me remember why I kept away from you all these years. Just look at what you've become. Running around and working for the kind of people Father tried to bring down. Treasure hunter. You're a thug. You might as well
Yeah,
just as spit on Father's grave.
All right. This is getting us nowhere. You obviously think you know what you're doing, but you don't. Which is why you'll now give me the stone. Before it'll make you do something you'd regret.
What?
The Black Stone. You'll give it to me. Something bad's about to happen, and without it, we won't be able to stop it. You can keep doing whatever it is that you do, but you'll have to do it without magic. I'm sorry if this isn't what you wanted to hear.
So, this is why you really came. You want the stone for yourself. What did they pay you just for, huh?
What? No!
Go!
Adila,
Go!
As you wish. I'm sorry.
What? Who are you? I know. I guess I should have known he wouldn't have come alone. He always this, of all. But no, even better. I don't know, but if you make even one wrong move, I will crush you. And believe, what I see is that for the first time in decades, I have perspective. A reason why I am still alive and my brothers and fathers aren't. If this, them and others, and this is only the beginning, the greater good. Sure, don't say I didn't give you a choice.
Death calls us to him. It is bitter. You are angry because you blame me for the death of your friend. You are furious, but what would have happened if I hadn't been there in that ship? 3 hours after your brawl, Captain Rosio's ship enters the harbor, and you almost make it. There is no need for an explanation as to... For years, he has been eagerly awaiting his promotion. And who knows, what better way to impress the captain than to be... From there, it ends quickly. One sword for your neck, but that is not what happened. You have abilities others wouldn't even dare to dream. So tell me, prophetess, isn't that a fate You accuse me of lying. However, there is no need for that. All that is... And if one listens long enough, the shapeless takes on form. You wonder whether I belong to those whom you fight. But no. I am more than that. You ask if I can see more than just this branch. And the answer is yes. You wonder what I am. Yet your question should not be what. You want to know if what threatens you threatens other realities too. And yes, it does. You think my intention is to disconcert you. But you're wrong. And although you err, I do not like being seen as a destroyer. Step back.
Farewell, prophetess. Maybe we will meet again. Maybe not.
But... Adila... What happened? But... I only remember a flash of fire, and then... What? But... Okay. What happened?
The prodigy. Apparently we...
Yes? Have you found any of the stones yet? Oh, by the righteous path. His own sister? Oh, I'd heard about those moves. Maybe. Anyhow, let's see if we were right.
Hey, you there! Yes, you! I have a letter for you.
Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Well, exactly what we thought would happen, be that as it may, half a chicken doesn't make it. Fascinating. Truly fascinating.
Hello.
Huh? What do you want?
Huh?
What do you want?
Malfash's blessings. Ah, that prick. Aye, I did. A couple of hours. Aye, he did. No, why would I? People don't. He sure didn't look like he was done drinking.
Tito's gone.
What? What do you want?
That should be it.
Hard times these are. Hard times.
Mind your own fucking business.
Be back later.